Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to start this video very slow and casual. I want you to read the first headline that you see on the bottom of this video page. My hands are tied. So I want you to understand that this is the mayor saying that he's not going to help the homeless in New York City. So, as a documentarian, as an independent journalist, as someone that is storytelling, flexing my First Amendment right to, mind you, speech, press, and assemble. So, I just want to give you guys context about the ongoing situation, the homeless situation. You to see it for yourself. The homelessness in the subway. So, this is where I believe that the mayor should be recalled. If you're not going to care to the other Americans and the other New York citizens that once paid taxes is still able to pay taxes if you give them a chance. But he wants, his hands is tied, he said. He wants no part of trying to communicate with the homeless and try to persuade them to get into some warmer housing situation. I know the shelters are not ideal, but that's the best he can offer because he's not going to take that, mind you, that $4 billion budget. He's not going to take that and spend it on the homeless. He's going to do something else with it, ladies and gentlemen. So before I start this video, let me apologize, everyone. I had to edit out some ads, but just tell this narrative of what the mayor wants to do to the homeless at this moment. His hands are tied, ladies and gentlemen. My name is the Panda. Mind you, everyone calls me Panda. You can call me the Panda Photographer, Keiki. Most people know me by Keiki, Keefe, but call me Panda. But here's the state of homelessness in the subway, as you can see. Wait, let me take this off the. All the way down, people are sleeping. So take it with a grain. The mayor is refusing to do any outreach. Mind you, he told outreach, hey, if they don't want assistance, but how can you give them assistance when they are not given assistance or any help, as we saw on this channel just the other day? I can play it back for you one more time, ladies and gentlemen. Do I need to play it back one more time? I think we do. As this is outreach, walking away from a homeless man that was freezing in the subway. So keep that in mind. They didn't talk to him. They didn't ask him he want a sandwich. They didn't ask him he want a bottle of water.
An emergency code blue.
They just took some notes and just said
they supposed to.
That was it. So, and that's the one that's also facing homelessness. Mind you, I have a place to live for right now temporarily. But my budget doesn't meet my requirements for all of my needs. So, I want you to take a really good close at this. Doesn't that hurt to see that? And it's freezing cold out here right now, friend. This subway is not warm. It is cold. And people are not taking it seriously. So I want to ask the people of New York City and all you protesters protesting about everything else, but you're not protesting about the homeless lives that were lost. By the way, New York City can, mind you, its GDP is $2.32 trillion. So for a city to not have any development for the homeless is just mind-boggling. No expansion, no area of extinction, no services as required, meaning like high school education, college performance, job opportunities. There are some, but These programs are not ideal. So as many are facing the weather right now, ladies and gentlemen, it is very cold outside. I want you to see the headline, because I was out here all day today because I have to look for free food, right? Because I'm broke. I don't have any money to my name. I can't go buy groceries, right? It is cold out here, and I am on my budget. Right now, I spend all my rent and all my other stuff on my important bills and rent. Listen, I'm not rich. I don't have a luxury job anymore. I don't want to work for no government city anymore, because then I have to sign agreements and contracts, and I can't say certain things on my YouTube channel, and that would be a problem. This is why I am not working for government and state, because before that, ladies and gentlemen, when I was working for government and state elsewhere, I didn't say these things as harsh as I was. I was just legitimately making this channel as a photography and educational channel, and it's still going to be, because this is educational, because you can see these folks sleeping in this subway 24/7 and no one wants to help. So Burnout is asking, don't the homeless refuse to help so they can do drugs? That's a stereotype, friend. You know it, because if that's the case, what about me? I'm homeless. I might dress better than most. I might have my head on my shoulders. I might not do drugs and alcohol, but now you're just stereotyping, friend. Now you're just accusing me of doing drugs. Why would I want to go back to a shelter when I've been robbed, I've been humiliated, I've been abused by the system that abuses you because you are homeless? They make it sound like it's a fucking crime. But guess what? Homelessness, it's actually built and designed to control you, me, and everyone else. So, ladies and gentlemen, while these women and men sleeping in a subway, I went to every subway station last night or yesterday, right? If you watch my live stream, I was hanging out in the subway. And you see a lot of homeless. You see a lot of homeless here, right? And people are saying we are refusing the services. I don't want to get robbed in another shelter again. Listen what this man... Okay, so if you guys don't want to listen to me, then I post up a video just the other day, or short. A homeless man is testifying that they bring weapons, guns, prostitution, drugs inside the shelter. You think the security guards are going... The security guards are all planned or on the plans. It's called side hustle. I know it was an honest question, Burnout, but you can't stereotype like that, my friend. You can't assume that someone is fucking on drugs because they're homeless. I am. If you look at my work, you go to my website, I used to do portraits, landscapes, weddings, long exposures, time lapses. I still can do it. It's just that now, financially, what happened was in 2021, when we came back from Boston, we got robbed. We got all our Sony and our cameras equipment. Half my camera equipment was gone. All my stuff, passports, traveler's checks, all that was gone. I was sleeping out on the sidewalk and no one give a goddamn. The only two people at the time that were giving a damn were my friend David Oster from Australia and Laura Bryan. And then other people came along and said I should go on Invisible People and tell your story. Mind you, I'm in the middle of fighting an EEOC from my last employer. Now there are 3 EEOCs I gotta win. So not only I have to deal with homelessness, on top of that was EEOC. And look at me now, 3.5, 4 years later, still trying to get there. And we have. But people in this very audience decided to make it their obligation to get me fired from my employment. I had talked about this on this channel, how I was violated, discriminated, mind you, my definition of character was, mind you, compromised. People started making false stories. I had to prove that all these false stories and narratives were just nothing but gossip to persuade you that this is who I am. But now when I show you that I'm donating to the very homeless that I was once and still am, I donate to community refrigerators, I participate in, mind you, in volunteer work, I even set up partnerships with other businesses to give food to the homeless and go to a community refrigerator. I even spent my work money when I was employed, because guess what? I was just laid off 3 days ago. Well, Friday, which was terrible. Bad timing. I just came out of surgery not too long ago. I've been recovering ever since. And now I have to deal with no job right after that when I was promised that they will hold my position. That's not the case. So now I have to look into it and see if there was any HR violations of why I was recovering. Now I gotta look into this financially and legally. You see the problems I have to deal with as a homeless man? Because I didn't do anything wrong at my job. They told me my exceptional work, outstanding, always on time, punctual. No problems, no write-ups. But I get a write-up, ladies and gentlemen. So I just want you guys to see that, like, and I want to also tell you a story. So but you know who should have been mayor? Curtis. You see what Curtis is doing? He's out there in negative 14-degree weather, ladies and gentlemen, trying to help the homeless. When that's the mayor's job. This is the mayor's job. He's supposed to be right here with me discussing about these matters, about the homelessness. But no. It is Curtis. He was a runner-up for the mayor. No one wanted to vote for him. Because, mind you, he's a native New Yorker. He got shot 5 times for New Yorkers. He took bullets for New Yorkers, and people still didn't want to vote for him. You can hear the homelessness, but you can see the homelessness. So, if anyone wants to doubt Curtis, then why is the mayor not out here advocating for the homeless right now? Why is he not out here trying to give them a bottle of water? As you saw, Curtis trying to give them a place and some food. That's the mayor's job. The mayor is supposed to do that. I know you're not trying to be rude, Kayla. Oh, wow. My dear, you must be not knowledgeable about your First Amendment right. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's focus on someone in an audience right now, because this person is not familiar with their rights if you're American, okay? So, Kayla, how dare you tell me what to do and what I can do with my device, and mind you, document as someone that has a legal documentation. But wait. I don't need to have this, though. That's the thing. This is a one consent state. This is New York City. This is a public subway station. You can record, document, you can record people, because that's what you're supposed to do in New York City. This is why it's a one consent state. Because people do things that are unorthodox, and you need to get it on camera, just like this. This woman here tried to push a 64-year-old man onto a moving train. Think about this. And I saw her this morning.
And she's
Look,
not going to get on this train. See?
That's why you should be recording.
She's homeless.
Because you got to know where these people are.
Female homeless.
There she is this morning, hanging out on Nassau Avenue. That's her. NYPD and the city of New York is looking for this woman for attempted murder. I didn't know until I got to the community refrigerator, waited for a few hours. When I went to use the Wi-Fi, right, I go on Instagram and I see this. Boom. I'm like, dude, I just saw her this morning. So I immediately posted this up this morning. That's why I'm good at my job. Understanding and observation is key in New York City. If you don't have good observation in New York City, don't live here. Do not live here, because it's not for you. But for Kayla, my First Amendment rights, let me explain something to you, my dear. Oops, sorry. Since you're not aware of that, not only you telling another person to violate, mind you, you have the same, if you're American, you got the same rights, right? But my rights right now is speech, press, and a symbol on my First Amendment right. So whatever you say may contradict what you're about to do, because everything that you're saying out your mouth in the comment goes to show you that You might not be on the side of the people. This is the people talking. No politician, no government agency, no city official. People. How dare you violate people's voices? I can record and they can't say a damn thing because my credentials are right here. I earned that because look at my background. I don't do drugs. I don't do alcohol. I'm not a gangbanger. I'm a two-time black martial artist. I fight. I traveled the world. I was able to, as a black man, keep that in mind. Since everyone wants to question the black man, but you won't question the white man. But let's get that fact straight, right? You're doing that because some of you have got some hatred for some colored people. But with that said, everyone, does that explain everything to you, Kayla? So don't sit here and violate the same rights that you have if you're an American. If you understand your rights. Do you understand your 14th Amendments? Most of you don't even understand the 10th. You always hear the 1st, the 4th, the 5th, but you never hear about the 7th, you never hear about the 8th, you never hear about the 9th, and you never hear about the 10th, or the 12th, or your 14th Amendment, which is your citizen rights. Damn. But no one wants to protest for them. But you go protest for some fucking war. Mind you, these are veterans of war. You don't know that. I don't know that, but I guarantee I met a lot of veterans on these streets. Where the fuck are you? What are you doing for these veterans that are homeless? But you won't protest for the homeless in New York City. 18, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, 18 died. Because guess what, ladies and gentlemen? If I can find it. Give me 1 second. Let me look it up. I take a screenshot of it. There we go. So they found another body. This time, the body of an older man was found on a rooftop, frozen to death. I want you guys to read this, man. They found another body, that's 18, on the top of the rooftop, frozen to death. Come on, people. Come on. You can go out there and protest against everything else, but you won't protest against your fellow native homeless Americans. Atrocity, I call that. I call that hypocrites with a capital C. No lowercase. You're a bunch of hypocrites. You're a bunch of fucking hypocrites. You're out there right now in the middle of Manhattan protesting about everything else, but you won't protest about my homelessness, my way of living, my equal opportunity, or their equal opportunity. I can't even find groceries right now. I'm trying to go to each and every community refrigerator to find some, but every time I go to one, I might miss an opportunity. Because mind you, it's first come, first served. Like I said, everyone, I'm not perfect. I just got laid off on Friday. Mind you, I paid my rent 2 months in advance, and mind you, that was it. I paid for my storage, I paid for my other bills, that is it. I got no money for groceries. I don't even get EBT. I don't even rely on the system itself because I don't even trust the system because guess what, ladies and gentlemen? You should know what I used to do for a living. I still work for this very same system in other states. And I can tell you right now, in other states, they treat the homeless much better than this shit, this subway life, this coldness, this freeze your ass off to death. It's out of the mayor's hands, he says. Just read that title, ladies and gentlemen. Guidelines have nothing to do with agree. If you agree, just say it down in the comments down below. But you got Curtis out there doing his active duties, and he's not even a mayor. He's just like me, a civilian, doing his part. But where's the man's part? Look at this, guys. Look at this man. I saw frostbites on this man's hands just the day before yesterday. I'm on the train. I'm looking at his hands, and I'm like, how long he's been out there? He's freezing. That's not warm. That is not warm. That's not a warm jacket. That's not warm pants. Those are not. He doesn't even have gloves. But everyone wants to make that assumption. So, 4441, I can't pronounce your name. But listen, a lot of people are going to assume that every single homeless person that's out here has to do with alcohol and drugs. Watch, trust me, I just said it moments ago. When I went public about my homelessness, people picked on the fact and mind you, spit a false narrative about me doing drugs and alcohol. That's not true. I might smoke a little marijuana now and then. I might have some sake now and then and some soju. But when it came down to beer, I was selective. And everybody in Brooklyn, and even David, hanging out at McLaren and Lot Radio, knew how selective I was. I always go, if I wanted something to drink, I go to the Japanese market to go get me a Japanese beer. I'm not, no offense, America, because your shit is expensive. Even though the Japanese beer is quite the same price. But if I'm going to drink something, I want to drink something when I'm eating. I'm not that kind of drinker that's going to drink just to get bent or get drunk. I'm not that type. I like to enjoy food, drink, enjoy food. Maybe have a little bit of karaoke in the middle of that. You know what I'm saying? Even though I might not sound like no Bobby Brown, but I can get close. But here's the reality of this, ladies and gentlemen. No one's helping them, me, and I only have very few support. Now I gotta try to figure out how I can sell some of my stuff in storage, not get ripped off in New York City once again. I'm sick of what the Facebook Marketplace and the Craigslist. I'm just so sick of that in New York. But like I said, everyone, you want to support the channel, subscribe, like, and share. But I don't see anyone in my audience supporting or willing to protest about the 18 lives that just was lost. Mind you, ladies and gentlemen, and we got a serial subway pusher in the subway. I just saw her this morning, and this is why, ladies and gentlemen, I always document everything in the subway. Then you got one more person that was found on a rooftop, frozen to death. That's number 18. Number 18 lives. Mind you, winter's not done yet. And the counter's not done. But if you guys want to sign up for Instacart, I use Instacart to do my grocery shopping every day. This is not a plug. I just have an account. Now, if you sign up, not only do you get $10, but I get $10 for my next groceries, my man. So if like 10 people sign up, that's $100 in my account. Where if you sign up, I can get to buy groceries. But ladies and gentlemen, I use Instacart on a daily to shop at any grocery store and have it delivered to my home or what hotel that I'm staying or what hostel that I'm staying that has a kitchen. So if you guys want to support, I do have a promo code. You can use that very promo code right there if you want to sign up. It gives me the ability to buy groceries. You see, I got ways how to get groceries, but it's only up to the audience to decide if they want to help with the situation without spending a dime or donating a dime. See, there are ways. I have spoken about this many times on this channel about Instant Card, how it has become a reliable source, not just buying groceries, but also Uber Eats. It's connected to. So, ladies and gentlemen, you help me if you help me and I help you. I help you gain $10, you help me gain $10. That could be for your next groceries. And by the way, your first delivery is actually free over $50. So, but when they do promo codes, ladies and gentlemen, pay attention to those promo codes because, mind you, you can save a lot of money. So if you spend over $100, you can save $25. Ooh! So watch out for those promo codes. So that's what I use to buy groceries to cook. Mind you, I have even cooked for the homeless.
All right. Chef
Recently,
Panda,
if you watch my log, I have a log.
Chicken with some pasta for some homeless guys today. So before I go to the surgery and whatever, I'm gonna cook them something nice, and they're gonna have some Korean fried chicken. I'm gonna double fry these. I'm gonna put them back into the batter and double fry those, and then put that Korean sauce. But the pasta is looking good.
Just want to be transparent. I do that a lot when I'm actually have the resources. Mind you, I'm someone's resources. I'm another person, I'm another homeless person's resource. When someone tries to interrupt my resource, mind you, their resources, which is me, I'm someone that provides food because I know how it is out here. Some people want to pretend they know, they've been homeless for like a year, like really? But these people have been homeless for half their lives. In a city they can't escape from. They can't even get out. It's so hard because they don't know anything but this city. So I just want to show you the final nice garlic, some herbs, some green onion. Sandwiches they serve. These peanut butter jelly sandwiches they serve. It is something. But sometimes it doesn't fill you up. But here are some of the comments from Instagram that people are concerned about. And that's why I'm bringing this up. Why are people not protesting for the homeless? Why are people not going to jail for the homeless? Why are people not trying to save lives? This doesn't make sense. Read the comments. People that are New Yorkers are upset that even though these people might be eye to eye with us or don't see. Listen, I don't know who you are, right? So I don't know what your lifestyle is about. I don't know your sex purposes. I don't know if you're secretly bisexual or you just kinky. I don't even know if you are an honest person. I have to get to know you, right? It takes time. It takes time to know the homeless. And people don't want to take the time to get to know the homeless before making some false fucking accusation about, oh, you in this situation because you did drugs and alcohol. Prove that then. And this is why when that happened to me, I want people to prove it. Prove it. Let me see some documentation. You ever seen me in a rehab or anything? Because that, mind you, rehabs is public information. You can find that. That's why I was like, please Google me at a rehab. You won't find it. You won't find any fucking documents saying any of that bullshit. So where's that coming from? That's coming from people that just want to shake the narrative. They want to actually twist the narrative and make you think otherwise. Because people are very evil in the world. And people don't got no goddamn sense. So, ladies and gentlemen, before I go, because I came from storage once again, yeah, I'm going to storage every day because I'm trying to bring stuff slowly to this place, like my laptop. I'm bringing stuff one at a time because I'm not supposed to be lifting heavy things after my surgery. So I'm trying to bring stuff. Look, I can prove to you. See, this is what I have right now. You guys never see me with that kind of backpack. I'm always with the big backpacks. But I'm bringing things slowly to the place that I'm staying is because I still am feeling some awkwardness in my stomach and my pain. I'm feeling some tension with my muscles. And even with the muscle fibers, when I'm sleeping at night, it tickles and hurts at the same time. So my recovery is coming along very weird, but slowly, but I guess good in a way. But today, not so good because I need to eat. I haven't eaten anything since yesterday morning. Well, actually, then I had my last potato I ate yesterday morning. Yeah, I had potatoes. So, Leocran, if I'm pronouncing that right? Oh my God, I agree. The humanity brings. Oh. Okay, let's go. Yes, I don't care for humanity. Whoa. Yeah, I gotta be careful with surgery, but I gotta grind. Listen, I'm trying to sell stuff for my storage also so I can get groceries. I'm broke. I already spent $5,000 on the 2 months rent. Yeah, $5,000 on 2 months rent. And that's with the discount from the person that owns this place. She watches my video, she saw my videos. This is why we made a contract deal where I would not record in front of the building, well, I can record inside the building, but I can't show what the place is because she has seen all the hostility and hate on this channel, and she can see the negativity and the comments. It doesn't make sense that I'm a guy just give people some solidarity and awareness, observation to homelessness. This is not how none of us should be living right now. But guess what? New York City's GDP, everybody, is $2.32 trillion. And this city can't structurally get its homeless act together. So, take it with a grain of salt. If you guys want to support what I do, listen, you want to support any groceries that I want to buy, which I'm going to be honest with you, I'll let you see my grocery list. Yeah, it's about $115, and that, mind you, this is going to last me a month. I'm going to make sure because I'm going to prepare meals like I did last time. So we prepare a meal for lunch, dinner. Technically we get breakfast, we skip lunch, and we have dinner. So 2 meals a day, right? But we have to eat portions, so I need to switch the portions up in the week. So Mondays, normally I should have a small portion. 2 small portions because I'm giving my stomach an adjustment, right? And on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I have large portions. So yeah, that's how I do it sometimes. It depends on if I feel hungry. So yeah, my groceries are a little bit long, but all of that is all vegan. Vegan cheese, potatoes, yeah, because I want to make my thyme, some rosemary, onion, all options, which they are not today. Apparently that's they sold out on that. So, and then I decided to make a video about this situation, but also give you guys awareness that I'm in the same situation, but the only difference is like I'm a smart, homeless, educated person. I know how to save my money, and this is why I save my money, because these days like this, these times of the year, you need to save your money for these times of the year. You can survive summer, but winter time, no, you can't. You got to be prepared for winter. So I saved all my money, ladies and gentlemen. That's because the only way I was ready to do that is I had to be homeless for a while as well, even though I was already paying rent to rent somewhere else month to month. But that was not temporary, because that was a hostel. We can't stay in a hostel because they have a liability issue with me, and I can't stay in a hostel because I just had surgery, and that would be a liability issue. So I had to find a place, and I did find a place, and lucky I found a place, but we had to save up money. In order to save up money, we had to sleep outside until January 11th. But we did went into the hostel the last week to cook for the homeless man at Van King Park, and then we checked in the hospital. So yeah, it's a rough winter. So, but if anybody wants to support financially for groceries, there's a PayPal, there's a Cash App, there's a Venmo. But you don't have to donate unless you want to sign up for Instacart to get your groceries. And mind you, can get discounts while you shop on this app, because the same price might be different in the store. Like mushrooms. Mushrooms are like $4 in the market, but on Instacart, which I can show you again, they're only $2.50 each on Instacart. So you save money. And you can look at my card how much money I am saving. So, well, I had to live outside. It was no choice. But guess what? We bought mind you, we bought a -0 sleeping bag. I did a review on it, kinda. And mind you, I did that for my insurance purpose to save up money. So we went out and invested in a 0 sleeping bag, which was not cheap. Was not cheap. Those things are expensive. 0 sleeping bags are expensive. But you know what? It helped me save almost $5,000. And it wasn't for some friends, I wouldn't even had this place, because I barely had the money to rent the place until they came along. So thank you for those that did help me. Michael and Phil helped me get this place. So I am grateful that some of you in the comments did willing to help me get away from the danger, because mind you, I could have been the next statistic. Well, listen, I slept on the weirdest, mind you, can I explain to the audience? I have my certification as a traveler and camper, expeditioner. So when I used to go on expeditions and the mountains and camping, this is why I like going to the northwest of the United States. Yeah, I'm that kind of New Yorker that loves to go to northwest, Portland, Seattle. Go by the coast, go pick some mushrooms, and I'm talking about edible mushrooms that get high. I'm talking about edible mushrooms where you can, there's camp shelter, not just a sleeping bag, mat, and then your feet stays inside the sleeping bag. Because once they you, now that Connecticut, back to Brooklyn. But if anybody wants to support a little bit of groceries tonight, because Panda is really hungry and famished, listen, PayPal, Cash App, give me some groceries, helps me out. But subscribe, like, and share to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. But I got to get going. I just want to reflect and tell my story that there's no one in this city that are going to protest. There might be some. I shouldn't say there won't be any. But there will be some that will protest. But why is the protest some when it should be many? That's the problem. You guys are out there fighting against ICE and everything else, but you won't fight for the homeless lives lost or will be lost if you don't do something about it. You in the audience can prevent homelessness, or mind you, you can't prevent homelessness because, like I just said earlier in this video, this is government controlled. We know this. But you can share your wisdom and your light and show the people how powerful we can all become if we stick together as one. But take it with a grain of salt. With that said, everyone, thank you for watching. Let me get on the subway because I want to get out of here because I'm freezing my ass off. I've been outside all day. I've been going to community refrigerator and can't find shit. I'm just tired. I've been up since 7 o'clock this morning. Well, 6:15, but I've been outside since 7. That's when I saw that woman in the subway. I saw this woman. NYPD is looking for this woman. I saw her this morning trying to go to community refrigerator, and it's right here. The footage is about to pop up right now. What the city should do, what the mayor should be doing. Let's have a good week, and hopefully maybe I can see you tomorrow. See ya.